Hello painting friends, thank you so much again for joining me. Today we are going to painting this beautiful actually seaside, this nice beach. It's a limited colors and it's a bluey, brownie and the white. So we have white color. I go with two different blue color, like cobalt blue and sky blue for our sky and the water. And then for the seaside, I'm going to use these colors like yellow ochre, or even it can be raw sienna and dark brown with reddish brown. So these are the palette we are going to use and make this beautiful and wonderful painting. So let me put this aside. I'm going to paint with a palette knife, mix my paint first of all with this, and I'm going to use the brush. It can be just one brush or different sizes, and I prefer to mix my paint on top of palette paper because it's just one paper sheet. You can put it in a garbage, you don't need to clean it after, and so much easier to use. The other thing is the surface we are going to work, and I'm going to work on this wood board, so it doesn't need to be always work on a canvas. You can work on a paper, canvas paper, or you can work on a wood surface, which is great. So this is a board and I'm going to work on it. It's 8 by 10 inches. So let's put our paint on our palette and then start working together. Okay, first of all, I'm going to start with lighter color, then move on with the darker tone. So I'm going to use the white color, and it depends on the size that I'm going to work. We can use how much amount of paint we need to add. So I add more white color because more space we use with the white color. And I'm going to add sky blue. That can be sky blue, cerulean blue, or brilliant blue. We have a lots of different name for this color. And I'm going to use cobalt blue as well. It's a little bit we need because of the distance of our water. And then I'm going to use this color. This is very good for seaside. So it's yellowy green. So if you know yellow ochre, it's a yellow. The base is yellow, but it has green inside. So because of that, it's look like the warm and dark yellow. The other is reddish brown. I'm going to use. If you don't have this color, you can mix dark brown with red or a little bit yellow and then reach something close to this color. And I'm going to use the brown as well. So these are our palette, which is a limited palette, and then I'm going to start mixing my paint and separate the sky from the sea and then the seaside to finish our painting. So the sky is bluey, and in both sides the cloud will come on top. If I bring the model here, we can see how much we can have less space for the sky, more space for the landscape or seascape that we have, and then add bluey, the white color in center, and then the water, beautiful water come down and toward the beach, and then this beautiful seaside that we see with the nice vegetation on top. So I'm coming on top with the mixture of color. Even the sky is a little bit, it has a little bit darkness of the blue, but we can make it just a bit lighter. Even we use this blue, but we need to make it a little bit lighter. Even doesn't matter, go with this blue exactly. If you don't have it, doesn't matter. Just a tiny cobalt blue you can mix with white and then reach the lighter blue that you need. So, and then we use pure white color, or if you like to change the color, you can even mix this blue with this blue and then the white color. So you can use another color, like make another color. Even the back of the palette knife you can wash, or you can just put here on your surface and use the color that you already left in our palette knife. And make sure to clean it, put in water or clean it after, because it has a glue and can stick to your painting. Okay. Now I would like to first of all separate the horizon. So I take my blue color with the brush, draw the line that separates the sky part from the land, from the seaside, and this is the water. And I think it's nice for the beach to add this here. So I'm going to start apply with the blue color first. Take some, start apply on top of the sky, and then at the same time take the white color to the center and let it move into the blue and give you beautiful brush stroke. Even more pure white color would be lovely to add. That's already make our color be more lighter. So I need more white color to add. So take more. You can blend your color on a surface or you can blend on a canvas, on a palette. Both are okay. More even. I really love heavy texture, so because of that I go with a really thick paint on my painting. Even I take a little this blue color and come here on top. I don't need to clean my brush, already has the nice and lovely blue. I love to have that. Very gently from both sides I bring a little bit darkness and then try to blend it to the other color I have already, and then mix this color as well. Because we have lots of white color and we have lots of light blue color, you don't need to be worried about this really cobalt color, which is dark blue. So you can take it and bring it right away on the canvas, and don't be worried about the darkness because it can mix with the colors. So back and forth to let them blend together, and then move on the other side of the painting. Okay, now again I would like to back to the white color to bring it more. So clean my brush, wipe it with napkin, and then take more white color here, again back and forth to let them more blend into the sky, and then make it more beautiful and more look like the real cloudy sky on my painting. So, and then follow the same technique until you feel happy with the sky. I think a little darkness I would like to bring this side, so I take this blue, mix here, bring one more brush stroke, and even one more brush stroke the other side. I want to make a little movement with the dark color. So now I think I'm happy with the sky. I don't want to make it busy with that more, so it's okay. I leave it get dry. We can jump into the water to finish that part because nothing come on top of the sky color, so we don't need to wait for it. So, and the color we need, it's really dark, so we can go with just this blue color. We don't need to mix anything. Take the blue, it's a cobalt blue. Make sure the horizon line, it's better to be really flat and straight. So make it really clean and flat, and then add more color to bring it down. Use always heavy paint because it's helpful to cover the surface of your canvas or of your wood easier. So I just go like that, a little bit come down, and then when I want to show the wave that come to the seaside and come front of the beach, I would like to make it more bluey greeny, like a turquoise color. And if I bring it closer, like this color, if I make it large, this is a bluey greeny color. It's like a turquoise color. So we want to make this color. So how we can make that color? We know that when we mix blue and yellow, they give us a green color. I would like to try something. Most of the time I just go with the blue and warm yellow color to see, mix them together and give me turquoise color. Just try to this color first, see what happened. This is give me nice turquoise as well or no? Oh yeah, that's lovely. Just a tiny bit. We don't need to make a lot. Just a tiny bit of this yellow, warm yellow with the blue, light blue. Give us a beautiful turquoise color or even greeny bluey color. Let them very well mix together. That's nice. And then now we can use this color. Wash the brush very well, like that. Clean it with the napkin, wipe it. And then take some, like this, come to the edge. It takes time to mix the paint and then apply on the canvas, so that dark blue is dry completely. I take a little bit more of that and let them blend. I try to add the wet surface, wet dark blue into the turquoise blue and let them blend together and disappear this hard edge in between. So now it's okay. We try to disappear from green, move to blue, and from blue come to the green. Sometimes happen it's go a lot further, so again we need to back that dark blue color to the greeny color. So I take a little bit more paint. Okay, now again we are coming on top with dark blue to cover a little bit more greeny color, and then let them blend. With more colors, push and pull. When you go with brush stroke, when it's wet, it's a really good time to blend them together and then disappear the hard edge. So that's a lovely color for our water. And then move back with these colors that you mix together. Now I would like to bring the blue, and then I would like to make some wave on top. Wave is happen with the white color. So I already have the turquoise blue, I already have the light blue color. Now it's time to bring the white and make the wave. Just bring the pure white color and play with this color like that. You don't need to clean the brush, just try to use this brush stroke and don't blend it a lot. Just try to leave it, even with the tip. Just go like that, let it move into the water. Even heavy paint would be great because after it gets dry, it more look like the real wave. So do like that. Heavy paint, let it move like this. Play with this brush stroke and shape it more narrow on the stance and then more thicker in front. So great. Okay, and then more brush stroke for closer view. I think it's nice to have more white color, and then we will bring with very gently brush stroke a little bit darker more. So always I clean the brush, wipe it with napkin. Even I would like to take more heavy paint like that and then let it sit on top of the water. More longer and larger wave on top. Even you can wait get dry and then add these details more again on it. Okay, after that we need to bring this yellowy color. Even we don't need to let it dry. If I bring this color, it's really dark. If you see, it's really dark. We can do mix with the white color at the same time. When we bring it to the canvas like this, it's already get very lighter. Or you can mix on a palette. Both are okay. Sometimes I prefer to mix on my canvas, sometimes I prefer to mix on my palette. It depends on the part that I'm going to work with. So this time I'm okay to mix on my surface, because I don't want to have a very clean surface, very flat surface, because it's a sand. It's just lakeshore, and then in front of the water. It's always really just a brush stroke. Leave it be heavy, thick. Play with your paint, and then let it move very gently here. With this movement of the brush, even the thick paint always get wonderful. And then no worries about the value of the colors. Always you can make it lighter anytime you want. So I think the base is okay to make it like that with the thick and heavy paint, and then bring on top with the white color, and then play with this color, let it move into this creamy tone, and then back and forth, and make it more look like the real sand in front of the beach. So sometimes it's nice to wait get dry and then bring the color, the lighter tone on top. So I'm okay with this. I can wait get dry, then I need to bring more white color on top. So again, take more white. Clean the brush because still has a little blue in it. I would like to, before let it dry a little bit, white color, I would like to bring it closer to the water, and that would be great to let them blend. And then do like this movement here. A little bit, some heavy brush stroke like that, and then it gets already lighter. So you can let it get dry. Be ready for next part. We would like to add some details on top of our seascape painting. Okay, now before going to add this long like a vegetation or the grass in front of our beach, we would like to make a little bit darker under this wave. So we can do with the same brush, or we can go with a smaller brush, and just we need to take a little bit darker blue, darker than the color we already use, and that's this color. A little bit we need. So I take this color. I don't want to be separate from the color I have. I just mix with this because I want a little bit make it darker. So I just mix even with the smaller brush, with the tip of brush, very gently straight on the canvas. I try to add a little bit in between, a little darkness between this. Actually, under the light wave, I want to make a little bit shadows, so to make it darker. And not just a line everywhere. I don't want to do that, because it's more natural when you go like this randomly and then do some light and dark and mid-tone and on top of the wave. So that's helpful to show more look like the real wave. Even you can go with really thick paint and leave it be on top of the painting. You don't have to blend it. Depend on the painting. So most of the time it's lovely to see the details more thicker. Even a little darker here, zigzaggy here. Like that. And then sometimes we see, okay, we overwork on it and we need to bring that back. So we can go back and bring some more white color on top and let them disappear more. We feel it's a lot. Okay, like that. And that would be nice. So I leave it this here. And now we would like to, still it's wet, so when it's wet, we have two different techniques. If it's wet and you would like to work on a wet surface, you need to go with the wet on wet technique. So you need to bring other paint with the really thickness, or you can even use the palette knife for that and make it more heavy texture. And that's a wet on wet technique. It can sit on top of this wet surface, so nothing damage on this part. But if you would like to blend the surface and then flatly make something on top, you need to completely wait get dry. You can use hair dryer to help the painting dry faster in acrylic, or you can give it time, like 15 minutes, it depends how much wet it is, and then let it dry, not be shiny, and then come on top and add the details more. So for this specific one, I would like to do it a little bit wet on wet technique to try it with the palette knife to see what happens. So I take this color, I just try to go with the edge, let it be like this. Sometimes it's challenging to go with one side of the palette knife and shape it like that, but it's easier when it's wet, so you can add some details like this on top. This is one technique, or you can do the same with brush. So bring the brush, clean it with the napkin. It can be a little bit watery, so take the heavy paint, bring it to the center, let it move a little bit water into the paint. Then you can easily take your paint, take heavy paint like that, and then when you want to use the larger size flat or filbert, you need to use the tip of brush. So straight to the canvas, just like that. Try to push the paint on top, and then you can bring darker color as well. Sometimes when it's wet, it can mix with the other color under it, but sometimes when you go with the really heavy and thick paint, it's okay, they can sit on top. But it's better not to back and forth. It's better to do just one time. Even when you're not happy with it, it's better not to fix exactly that part. Leave it alone, and after it gets dry, then you can back and then fix it. Always we can back and fix everything we don't happy with. So I just try to show you how much movement we can add, and you see this white color come on top. Even I don't want to go really further because even the wave is wet. I don't want to let it blend together. I just go like that and show how much movement I can add on top of this wet surface before leaving completely dry. Like that, and then come down and add another kind of details like this kind of shape, even tiny bit brush stroke with light and dark, or like this movement. And then if you see, okay, it's really thick, I don't like it, I don't happy with it, that's fine, no worries. Always you can let it bring it back and cover it. So I'm coming on top again. Even you can go with the palette knife to make more texture with this color. We already have this color, we already have the white color. Mix them together, and then even you can go like that on top. Let the heavy texture a little disappear in between. Bring some creamy tone. Play with the tip of palette knife in between this dark color, so it's already make it narrow, because it's happened most of the time when we go on top we make it a little thicker. And you can go with the palette knife when it's front of us, you can make it even some thickness on it. And even some other color like the bluey color here. Oops, sorry, not the brown. I can disappear. A little feeling of blue is nice to show that these are on shadows. So I'm coming on top with this blue color. You can do the same with the brush. I can do this with the brush to show what happened then. And it should be a little more blend. So I go with the color I already have on my brush, like a brownie creamy, and this brown. I just go like this in angle. And that's already look like the shadows on top of the sand. A little darker blue, nice to bring. Like this. Even here, the feeling of dark blue. That's nice to bring. And sometimes we see, okay, it's too much, so we don't like it. No worries. Bring it back again. So anytime back and forth with the colors, you make the painting more be strong. On the other side, come and try to cover a little more bluey color, and then even this movement here is nice to bring to disappear here, like that, back and forth. If you don't like to do with the palette knife, you can do it with brush, the same technique, it doesn't matter. Okay. So we are okay with this. I still need more time to get completely dry because I want to bring the longer branch, longer stem actually, sorry. It's not the branch, it's a stem. Maybe with palette knife, because I just put the paint here with the thickness of palette knife, it's working. So like that, one time. Please do not back and forth and blend or something. A little bit longer. It can be even broken line, so no worries, but that's really thick and heavy. Sometimes it's nice to do with palette knife, but you need to take your palette knife like that in a different angle to shape the stem a little bit more like a reel. Just take the paint with one side, like here. If you want to make it thick, put the side here and just move on like that. Move on like this, even like that a little bit, even like this, a little bit longer. This part I go a little longer, here longer, because I want to show some details. And then I go with this a little longer too, because the model showed that it's on top of the sky, so it's nice to bring the long branch even for the others. When we work with the palette knife, so we are not worried about the thickness, about the other actually grass, that it's still wet or dry, because just one time I will bring it and then sit on top of the canvas. Even broken line happen, doesn't need to let it fade. Something happened like that. So that's gorgeous, to be like some details on top. And you see, just put and then take it off. So just touch the surface and then remove it. If you like to go like this, would be great. If not, with just a brush, you need to use the tip of brush straight to the canvas. Just let me clean this. Okay. With any size of brush, you just need to take the paint with the tip of brush straight to the canvas and then draw the line like this. But I go with the thickness of my palette knife, so again I have to do the same with the brush with the thickness and make some more details on top as a details of this kind of vegetation that we have, or even the stem actually. I just go really thick and let it sit on top. Like that, and then even a little bit here. With a lighter color. And sometimes the movement with the palette knife would be gorgeous, so you can just go like that. Add some more details, let it, because of the heavy texture we can make with the palette knife, that's helpful to make it more interesting. So I love it actually. Because of that, I try to work more with the palette knife and add some more palette knife stroke on my painting, because after it gets dry, it shows more beautiful. And even you are not worried about any color on top of each other, when you can go with this color on top of dark color. So it's just one palette knife stroke and then sit on top would be nice. But the other things is it gets very thick, so you need to let it very gently time to dry. You don't need to come on top again, touch it or work on it. So it's better to let it very kindly dry. So it would be great. I don't want to work more. So this is our painting for today. We try our best to make it more interesting, so more flat on the sky and on the water on distance. And then when we come forward with the wave on top of the water, we make it more a little bit texture on it. And then this part of the grass and some stem that we have already, we make it more thick with actually palette knife, and it's visible this thickness on the side. It's more interesting when you make it really wet. So hope you enjoyed today painting, and then hope to see you again next time, and bye for now.